And in Chile, more than 90% of the cases of human rights violations are closed without culprits. In this context, 6 years have passed since young Chilean Gustavo Gatica lost both eyes due to police repression during the popular revolt of October of 2019. Our colleague Paola Dragnic with more details.
Ana María lleva la fotografía en blanco y negro de su
Ana
padre.
María carries the black and white photograph of her father and her little brother, both detained and disappeared by the dictatorship of Augusto Pinochet. To these photographs, she now adds those of the victims of the social uprising of October 2019.
Si antes nos desaparecían a los nuestros, ahora los mutilan.
If they used to make our people disappear, now they mutilate them. They leave them blind. They force them to commit suicide. Jorge Salvo, one day before committing suicide, he was with us. It was impressive, so that can happen to us again. Here, memory is the main thing. Memory is the part. It is the basis of a true democratic system.
Un sistema de democracia verdadera.
Pero Chile parece olvidar rápido.
But Chile seems to forget quickly and accumulate impunity in its history. There are already 5 young people who have taken their own lives after having their eyes mutilated by carabineros.
Por eso es necesario las acciones como las que hacemos hoy día.
That is why actions like the one we are taking today are necessary. To repudiate impunity, to repudiate denialism, but also immorality. When Crespo vindicates having shot in the eyes, because here we are not only talking about Gustavo Gatica, we are talking about hundreds of young people who have had their eyesight mutilated.
Gustavo perdió ambos ojos por los...
Gustavo lost both eyes due to Claudio Crespo gunshots, an ex-lieutenant who reivindicates his actions on social networks despite the brutal evidence in the videos leaked by Cypher magazine.
Nosotros creemos que los videos que se han dado a conocer
We believe that the videos that have recently been released from the carabineros that correspond to Claudio Crespo will be relevant when making a decision, because although they are not from the date of the events, they do demonstrate the conduct that he carried out when he was a carabineros officer and directed his subordinates. These are some of the videos. Listen for yourself. I'm going to scratch your eyes out, you hear?
Han pasado 6 años y
6 years have passed, and for justice, the more than 400 cases of ocular trauma have not been enough.
La impunidad es algo que marca.
Impunity is something that marks a society, and unfortunately, Chile knows this. Today, we are once again facing many trials for human rights violations in democracy, and 90% of the cases are closed without conviction.
Saben que es difícil.
They know it's difficult. There is a despair among the survivors, but at least they hope that Crespo will serve jail time for the crime against Gustavo Gatica. This also generates in society a normalization of violence, a distrust of institutions, and obviously the persecution of people who demonstrate to demand rights in a fairer society.
Persecución del Estado y de los medios de...
Persecution by the state and the media, but also social criminalization. Well, I call on the common people to be well informed, that we are not criminals, that the great majority, more than the 99%, I believe, of the people who went out to protest and who were injured in the protest were working people. The more than 460 mutilated eyes were those of working people.
Y que hoy esperan algo.
And that today they expect some justice.
Equipo TeleSUR, Chile.
In other news, the U.S. government